Hey everybody, Tim here with today's Star Wars review, part 2 of season 4 of the Clone Wars. So again, like I said, all of these are pretty much in order, and I'm actually going to do kind of a lot this time. I think I'm going to do 8. I'm going to do 7, 8, 9, and 10, which is a 4-part story, 11, 12, and 13, which is a 3-part story, and then episode 14, which is just a one-shot. So 7, 8, 9, and 10, we got the Darkness of Umbara, the General, Plan of Dissent, and Carnage of Krell. Oh, God, like, overall, like, it had a... I don't know how I feel about it. I guess I'm going to kind of talk through my feelings. Because from the very beginning, when, like, Anakin has to give up, like, the 501, and it's just like, okay, it's kind of weird. And from the very beginning, like, you get, like, this bad feeling from Jedi Krell. And he's the same species as Dex from episode 2, I think it was. So that was kind of an interesting development. But, like, if they hadn't have made him unlikable, if they had actually made him, like, a likable character, then I feel like it would have been better. Because from the very beginning, you don't like him. And so the big twist at the end isn't a twist, because you think he's a jerk the entire time. The second episode 8 has a lot of great battle sequences, but that's about it. And then finally, when the clones are going rogue and we see Fives and all of them, and it's just like Jedi Krell is just killing the clones because he doesn't care about them. And at first, that's kind of the feeling that I got, was like he was just like, oh, clones are kind of worthless. We can just keep throwing clones at them until they die. But that's the thing about this 4-part, is at no part does Krell actually feel like a Jedi. And it's like, how did he get this far and have, like, this sort of an attitude? Granted, every Jedi's different, but he's just off. And I feel like they played him too far off. So when we finally get to the end of it, and, like, he actually pins the clones against each other, and, like, we see the clones are supposed to be executed, and when they all miss, and it's kind of a funny joke. But then, like, when they're disguised as clones, and it's like, he's like, I didn't even think you'd be smart enough to figure it out. Which, him with the dual lightsabers, because he has 4 arms, I was like, that's pretty badass. He talks about a new order, which I was like, okay, like, that's kind of interesting. But as it keeps going, and he's just like, I'm going to work for Dooku, and you guys don't know what's happening. It's like, I don't know. Like, from the very beginning, you could tell he's going to be evil. And so I wanted him to be a good guy. Like, if he was actually likable. And he even says, like, I did it because I could. I killed all of you because you guys are worthless. Like, if he had actually been, like, a nice person, then it would have had a bigger twist. Like, I wanted, like, more of a Hannibal Lecter type thing, where he's going to bring you in with how nice he is, and then just kind of kill you when you're not paying attention. So, I don't know. The 4-part story, like, I thought it had a huge amount of potential, but it was a little bit disappointing. 11, 12, and 13, kidnap slaves of the Republic, escape from Kadavo. It was interesting. We see Ahsoka's people. A whole colony goes missing. They're taken by slavers, which Anakin gets all in an uproar about. Obi-Wan just getting the shit kicked out of him, and he's just like, please let this be over. And then finally, of course, when Anakin does kind of save the day, and Obi-Wan's about to, like, kick back, it's kind of interesting. We see, like, Ahsoka pretending to be the slave, and then with the 3 of them, which I love how Anakin does, like, the whole signal to R2, very like Luke and Return of the Jedi. And it's just like the 3 of them fighting is great. Probably my favorite scene is when Ahsoka almost makes the guy fall. Like, she purposely is just like trip a little bit. I mean, he electrocutes her, which is messed up, but still, the fact that she's just like, it's worth it. So stuff like that. And then, of course, they do end up freeing everybody by the end. But I don't know. I felt like for 3 episodes, it did drag a little bit, but it was very entertaining. It was a really good kind of story, watching Anakin, like, his hatred build up, which is an important aspect that I love. How as Clone Wars continues, Anakin's just getting angrier and angrier and angrier, because to go from episode 2 to episode 3, he needs all of that, like, fire. Finally, oh god, what was the last one? Slaves of the Republic. Oh, A Friend in Need. It was kind of a good shout out to previous episodes. Lux Bontari shows up, which we've seen before. He's trying to infiltrate Death Watch, where we see Vizsla again voiced by Jon Favreau, which is great. The droid graveyard is just creepy and messed up, where they're all asking R2 to like repair them. The Darksaber again shows up, which I love how Jon Favreau's so connected to the Darksaber, which I did not remember. And then just going right into the Mandalorian. I don't know, for a one-shot, it didn't wow me, but I also didn't think Lux Montari or Vizsla were very memorable characters to begin with. It's more of just the Darksaber. But I don't know. So far, Season 4, it's definitely picked up a little bit, but still not my favorite. Curious what you guys think. Let me know. And I'll see you guys next time for the last part of Part 3.